Hello, welcome to Williamsburg Landing's Tai Chi and Qigong at Home. My name is Stan Rockwell. We're going to do a short version today that Harvard Medical School and the Vincent Henry Institute of Mind-Body Medicine use to help people learn a very short, easy to remember sequence. It starts off with getting your posture, your balance, and your breathing set. So remember from last time, you have your feet about shoulder width apart, as parallel as you can get them. You have your body in harmony with gravity. So a little bit of a bend in your knees, back of your head rises, chin tucks in, head nice and balanced on your shoulders. And you focus on your breathing down to your abdomen, touching the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. You breathe as deeply as you're comfortable. You don't have to breathe really deeply. But you do feel an expansion around here. When you breathe out, you pull the pelvic floor up to move as much air out as you can. Make the exhale last just a little bit longer than the inhale. And the first part of this is something called pouring. And if you've taken traditional Tai Chi, they'll often use the metaphor of pouring water from one leg to the other to help you to move from one side to the other. They use a visualization with this. So as you shift your weight from one side to the other, moving your center from the middle of that foundation over to the middle of the foot, you visualize water pouring from one leg to the other. And the water is the same temperature as your body and the same salinity as your body. And they use it as a healing process. You visualize the water going cell by cell almost, starting at the tip of your toe and the weighted side. It comes up all through your body, up through your head, down your fingertips, down to the toe on the other side. And as it does, it cleans all the cells, starts to loosen any adhesions that might be there. If you want, you can use a healing white light, whatever works best for you. But you just let that water flow from one side to the other. And you just start to turn on that center axis from one side to the other. As you do, you swing your arms. Your hands are like tether balls attached directly to your spine. So they just swing freely. As you shift your weight, the unweighted foot, the heel comes a little bit off the ground. You can let your head move with your shoulders, with your eyes closed if you want. If you do that, you can visualize yourself in a place where you feel very safe and secure. If swinging with your eyes closed makes you feel a little nauseous, you can just keep your eyes open, look straight ahead, and keep your eyes on something that's not moving. The second part, after pouring, comes drumming. It's basically tapping on acupressure points. For this one, you start by tapping just inside your shoulder. It's a point on the lung meridian in Chinese medicine. And then you move down to the base of the rib cage, the drum there. And then just inside the hip, that crease just inside the hip. The hand in the back is also tapping this whole time, just inside your hip. But again, you're doing it lightly, you're not hitting anything hard. And then you move down to the lower dantian, the major energy center in your body. And then you just swing. And you just come back to the center. We add one just to help loosen up the lower back, where you have one hand up above your head, the other, with your shoulder nice and relaxed, the other hand down about lower dantian to take your hip out a little bit. Just want to loosen up the back a bit. Just come back to center. One of the things for balance that Harvard found was that people over time tend to lose the connection with their feet on the floor, so they have you really pay attention to how the bottoms of your feet feel as you shift from one side to the other. And they have you adjust one foot at 45 degrees, bring the other foot in, just touch down a little bit, bring it straight up to where your toes were. So as you can see, there's a board or so, a couple of boards distance between my feet, so I have stability in all directions. Back foot's at 45, front foot's at 90 degrees. And they have you just shift back and forth. This is just called push. And there's that little bit of a twist to give you a bit more torque. Some variation on this: when you come back, the toe of the front foot comes up and then you press down. Or you can keep that front foot just solidly connected. Back. Same thing other side. Again, just pay attention to how the bottoms of your feet feel. As you shift from one foot to the other, you're also giving yourself a little bit of a foot massage when you do this. There's a variation on this that a couple of Qigong teachers use, where it's like another version of that, except it's press instead of push, where you put your heel of your hand on your wrist, push, hands come trade places a little bit, and you press. And again, it's a weight shift back and forth. You're also massaging those major acupressure points on your wrists. And you shift sides. Just breathe however feels most comfortable for you. Typically in all of this, you inhale on the yin and exhale on the yang part. Yin is when you're bringing energy in, yang is when you're pushing energy out. So it'll be an inhale back, and an exhale as you push forward or press forward. Think of it like you're lifting weights. When you are pressing the weight out, you're exhaling, get that power, that's the yang. When you bring it back, you inhale to get the energy, you press it out again as you exhale. Come back to center. One arm comes up, other arm comes up on the outside, palms are facing towards your shoulders. And just breathe. This is one that Zhang Manqing developed as another short version that people could easily remember. You have your arms in front, and they're in a circle. And it's a standing meditation breathing. If you want to do the visualization with it, you visualize a purifying, clean, white light right in the center of your body. And as you breathe, it expands outwards to include your whole body, the entire room or space you're in, the neighborhood, the town, county, the state, the country, the hemisphere, the earth, all the way out to the ends of the infinite universe. And you continue to breathe, and then you visualize that intense light coming back towards you, closer until it gets back and it's right in the center of your body again. If you're doing this as a meditation, you can have it take however long you want. The same thing with the pouring from one side to the other with the individual cell cleansing. Take however long you want. If your mind wanders, just come back and breathe. And just be wherever you are. You can hold this however long you want. When you're done, you just come back to the center, arms drop down, and you go into something called yin-yang breathing. Step to the side so you can see your arms come up. Press in, press down and a little bit of a bend in the knees. It's like you're making a circle in front of you. This one also uses a visualization. Remember when we talked about pressing the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth, that it engaged two energy channels, one that runs down the front, one that runs up the back. You can do this in either direction, but you visualize that energy circling around in your body. When you're down, when your hands come down, and coming up when your hands come up. So you can visualize it coming up my back and then down the front. And just a very healing energy. Balance it all out when you're done. And then you come around and bring your hands like you're holding a ball. And this is the third part of 3. It looks a little bit like wave hands like clouds, but you're shifting away from side to side and turning your hands, keeping your palms facing. Zheng Qing really liked this one because it demonstrates pretty much all the principles in Tai Chi, how you shift your weight, how you move energy. They do that silk reeling, turning on the center axis. We'll talk more about those on another time. And again, you can do this however long you want. Back to the center, just do it open, close, balance everything out, come back to the center. If you're working on balance at home, when you get yourself nice and centered with your foundation set up, right now my center is right in the middle of the foundation. When I shift from one side to the other, it's like the pendulum's going from the middle of one foot to the other, and you're just really paying attention to how that feels. And if you need to touch the wall or grab a chair, you get all your weight into one foot, the other heel naturally comes up. You relax all the muscles in your body, that foot just naturally comes up on its own. Just like a helium balloon floats it up. You can hold this however long you want. You do the same thing on the other side. But you just sink down into it, relax down into it. Have your head nice and balanced on your shoulders, your body nice and balanced over that foot. Just come back to center. In later lessons, we'll expand on that a little bit, but it's something to practice in the meantime. We'll balance everything out 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Thanks for joining me. Be safe, healthy, and well. See you next time.